Hello everybody, and welcome to the Sea of Thieves. In the previous episode, we've covered the additions they've released for the Hunter's Call at the beginning of Season 15. But since then, we've gotten 2 more chunks of content for the season. The first one happened about a month ago, but it felt too small of an update to make a whole video about. So I've included it into the third and final update of Season 15. So if you don't mind, let's get into the lineup. In the second month of Season 15, they've added wildlife and hunting spears. And in this month's update, they've made an overhaul to the hunting spears already. They've added a boar hunting quest, a megalodon hunting quest, and a new megalodon curse for any who have completed all of the Wild Seas commendations. But let's start things off with the hunting spears, a whole new weapon added to the Sea of Thieves, which have characteristics of both a trident and a throwable. For they cannot be stored in our inventory like our primary and secondary handheld weapons, but are to be thrown like throwables. Hunting spears can be used against any enemy in the Sea of Thieves, but deal the most damage to aquatic creatures such as sharks, megalodons, and krakens. And as of the third month of Season 15, hunting spears can instant kill players, though keep in mind that they take some time to wind up. Also, if you miss your target and it lands on the deck or any other solid surface, you can retrieve it to throw it again, just like the throwing knife. But if you land a hit on your target, the spear will be used up. Now, just like throwables, these spears can be loaded into the cannons to fire at beasts or ships. If a spear is fired into a ship, it will get lodged in the hull, and it will stay there until it is removed, or another cannonball lands in that same spot. But if you need to repair a hole where a spear is lodged, then you must first interact with it to remove it, which takes 6 seconds to remove, and only then can you start repairing the hole. And the whole time the spear is lodged, water will be pouring in. The larger the hole that the spear is plunged into, the more water will be pouring in while it's lodged. But if it's a smaller hole, it will become a tier 3 hole when you remove the spear. So beware the spears in ship-to-ship combat. To find these spears, one can either find them washed up on the shoreline, retrieve them from the remains of a sunken skeleton ship, plunge into a shipwreck, or simply buy them from a Hunter's Call representative. You can buy up to 5 spears per outpost, and you can even buy spears from the sea posts. In month 2, they added several creatures throughout the world to help liven up the day-to-day life on the Sea of Thieves. These creatures consist of bats in caverns, lizards on rocks, jellyfish under the water, and seagulls alongside your ship while sailing. But that was everything they've added in month 2. In month 3, they've added a bit more in terms of content, with them adding 2 new quest types along with the new respective loot to grind for. The 2 new quests being the boar hunt and the megalodon hunt. Firstly, we'll discuss the boar hunt. When you first start this quest, you'll receive a parchment telling what island they'll be on, and giving you hints as to how to track this boar. But they won't give any hints as to where to start looking, so I'd recommend looking for the boar's wallow. The wallow will be this big patch of dug up sand where bits of treasure had been half buried. Around here is where you'll find the boar. Mentioned on the parchment, you can see tracks in the ground where the boar had been, and you can follow these tracks directly to the boar. They can also leave food in their wake, which you can collect. This food could prove useful as these creatures are aggressive, so beware facing this foe as it can take a beating as well. When facing this beast, it's fastest having at least 2 people with 2 spears to take them out, or you can simply set a trap with 2 gunpowder barrels, but good luck getting the timing right on those. But if you're solo, you might just want to bring a spear, then attack it traditionally with firearms or melee to finish the job. A one-on-one with this beast will make you feel like a coyote chasing a roadrunner. However, once beaten, the boar will drop 2 grizzly tusks, and the quest will be completed. You can sell these tusks for a pretty penny, but the wallow's treasures will consist of Hunter's Call themed treasures, which will add to the overall profit, so make sure to collect it all. But before I move on to the next quest, I must mention that these boars are now a natural thing you may come across out on your adventures, meaning these boars can show up outside of quests as well, and once defeated they will drop 2 pristine boar tusks, which will grant an even bigger reward. But these natural boars will have a mate that will patrol nearby as well, but once slain, they will only drop pork. And in terms of the wallow they were protecting, they can stash all sorts of treasures, ranging from gold hoarder chests to pristine megalodon scales. Real quick, before we discuss the Meg Hunt, I'd like to ask that you leave a like and subscribe. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, I can't thank you all enough. My goal for this channel is to grow so I can teach all of the new sailors of the Sea of Thieves, and to share my adventures to hopefully inspire people who have never played before, to show them how great this game can be. So thank you all for your support. But let's get back to the video. Now let's finish things off with the Megalodon hunting quest. Once started, you'll receive a shrouded spyglass and instructions on how to use it. This spyglass has 2 features, zoomed in and zoomed out. When zoomed out, you'll want to look up in the air to see red streaks flowing across the sky, like how we see the wind flowing whenever we're on a ship. These red streaks will flow towards your next destination, which is a small flock of birds like for Barrels of Plenty. Once you arrive, you'll find 2 packs of bait hidden amongst debris, but as you show up, the meg will breach the water and attempt to throw you off its trail. As long as you give it enough trouble, it will flee, allowing you to follow its trail once more. However, this time you'll need to use the zoomed in feature to look for a beacon, marking where to start the next search. Once you reach the beacon, zoom out to find the red streaks are again visible. Follow these streaks to the next set of birds and debris, where bait packs and the megalodon will be waiting for you. Scare the beast away to start the third and final phase of this quest, which will start the same as the second. Find the beacon when zoomed in, reach it, zoom out, then follow the streaks. Though, these streaks will lead you to a large flock of birds, which harbor the final battle between you and this rampaging beast. This battle will act very much like a normal fight with a megalodon. However, rewards will be purely Hunter's Call loot. Once the beast is slain and you retrieve the loot, you'll find the new Grizzly Megalodon scales and teeth, which are cheaper variants of the ancient Meg scales and teeth. Though to get the pristine scales and teeth for the normal megalodons, you must find them as a rare chance from organic encounters with the Meg. Before you set sail to sell these riches, you must not forget to look under the water below the large flock of birds, as there is debris from a man of war down there, which harbors several Hunter's Call treasures to add to the overall profit. One final thing to note for the additions of Season 15 is the new Megalodon Curse. They've added a bunch of new commendations to achieve for the Wild Seas section of the Build Rats, but once all are completed, you'll receive the Wild Seas Curse. But that is everything they've added to the Hunter's Call as of Season 15. If I've missed anything of note, please make sure to let me know in the comments below. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.